Thanks again for joining us for your weekly update from the city of New Hope. The mayor, Kathi Hemken, with us once again. Welcome, Mayor. How are you today?
Good morning, Dave. Just fine, thanks.
Very good. We've got a lot to talk about that's happening in the city of New Hope. Let's begin with a recap of the recent election. Tell us about the primary election in New Hope, what went on as far as numbers, and what's still to come.
Well, we had about a 21% turnout. Most of them were in-person votes. There were about 550 mail-in ballots. Just reminding people that September 23rd, they can start voting absentee, either at City Hall or get an absentee ballot. And the city offices will be on there, the two city council, and the state and the federal offices. So be sure you vote for that. And that's for the November 9th election, but you can start on September 23rd.
And again, if people need more information, there's a website too that people can go to, and it's mnvotes.org to find out. And there's others on the ballot as well at that point, Mayor?
Just one more thing, the school district is having their election on that ballot. They did not have a primary, so all of the people that are running will be on that ballot also.
All right, a lot of information. Again, mnvotes.org, you can find out more. Community development, quite a few things happening in this department as always during the summer. And the first is they're talking about golf. Tell us about the big tournament coming up.
This is the 25th annual Golf and Crystal Tournament with the Minneapolis Chamber of Commerce. And so that starts on the 23rd of September at noon. They're looking for participants as well as sponsors. So you can sponsor a hole for $150. And with that comes a round of golf and the barbecue. So if you're interested in doing that, you can call Jeff Alger, 763-531-5119, and Jeff will get you signed up. It's a little tricky to sign up with their website. So if you just call Jeff, he'll get you all signed up.
All right, that's going to be a popular number. We'll bring that back to you a little later with some more information to call Jeff. Next item under community development is the Dakota Growers Pasta Plant. And we've been talking about some of the sound issues at that plant, and you've got an update for us.
I do. That plant's on 36, just off of Maryland. And we've been working with some noise issues, both during the day and at night. The daytime issues seem to fall within the right range, but the night issues were a little loud. We got another complaint, another different sound. So we went out to look at that, and yep, it was a different sound. And so what we told them that if we get another complaint, we're going to have to come out with a sound or noise test. And if it's not fixed, they'll start getting citations for it. Chances are it's a loose bolt in a motor or something that's clanking up there. But when there's a business like that sitting in a residential area, you have to be really cognizant of the noise for the neighbors.
Next item is the city is looking for some feedback from businesses and residents about a particular job fair or proposed job fair that is coming up. Who's behind this effort and how can we find more information?
Well, Jeff Alger is the one that's behind this. And, a lot of people are looking for help right now. And these job fairs are kind of nice because they can get everybody there that's looking for help. You can just come in and you can probably find a job before you leave. So Jeff has sent out information to the business networking group asking for some feedback if they think that would be helpful to their business. He's also trying to contact other businesses that aren't part of the business networking group, asking them if they think that would be helpful. If it looks like it would be, then we'll probably try to arrange for a job fair, probably later in the fall, and it'll be on City Hall. If there's not a lot of interest, then we just won't do it. But it's always good to try something new and see how it works.
And again, Jeff, the one to call at 763-531-5119. Two houses under scattered site housing to give a quick update on. The first is 52nd in Pennsylvania. Tell us about that property.
Absolutely beautiful. There's some pictures you'll see. We're going to take a little tour this week to see what it looks like, but it's absolutely beautiful and it's on the market.
And the other is 53rd in Rhode Island, and it looks like progress moving along there as well.
They just got their building permit, so they should start construction in the next couple of weeks.
All right.
Always nice to see those new houses start going up.
We'll keep a look at that. You mentioned the business networking group just a minute ago being involved in a survey. How about the group itself? When are they meeting next and where are they meeting?
They're meeting on the 7th of September, and they'll be meeting at 9220 Bass Lake Road. It's that building just on the northwest corner of Bass Lake Road and 169. And so come there. There's got a new owner. She'll talk a little bit about the building and what they're proposing. They're also having a dentist's office that they're remodeling for them. So that might be kind of interesting to see the remodel going on with that too.
Speaking of businesses, let's talk about a few other businesses that are new to town. You've got a couple that you wanted to pass along to the residents.
I do. I'm going to make sure I've got the right address for them though.
Okay.
So there's Gloria's Beauty Salon at 7811 62nd and Forever Cleaning, which is on 2738 Winnetka. Both of them are small businesses in the city. And if you're in the area, stop in and say hi.
Welcome to the businesses. Recently at City Hall, the council chambers filled, no, not for a council meeting, but for a property managers meeting. Give us a little recap of these meetings, why they happen, and what was discussed at this most recent meeting.
So they have quarterly meetings with the multifamily units that are around town. And these are either the owners or the managers that are there. And they're required to be there a couple times a year just to get their certification. A couple things that came up from that is smoke detectors. You're not allowed to have a smoke detector that's over 10 years old in your apartments. And what they'll do is they'll ask for letters signed by them that says nothing's over 10 years old. And they have until January 1st of 2024 to comply with that. And after that, we'll be checking. The other thing that came out is this, in our code, it says that if you're going to do plumbing work, it must be done by a licensed plumber. And they must be a licensed plumber. And then we will go back and check, and they have to have a permit to do that. So just what we want to make sure that what happened in St. Louis Park with the house exploding doesn't happen here.
Couple other updates from the police department. One is Meals on Wheels delivery continues to go very well. And another item related to food would be Dunkin' Donuts is going to be the place to be soon. With somebody special up on the roof, what's going on there?
So the fire department comes out and they use their ladder truck and they plop a couple police officers on the roof of Dunkin' Donut with a rope and a bucket. And so if you stop by and just say hi to them, they will lower the bucket from the roof, and you welcome and encouraged to put a donation in there. All those donations are going to the Special Olympics. And so that's their way of raising some money. Sometimes there's a certificate that goes with that, gets you a free donut or a free cup of coffee.
Great.
Something. But it's just fun to see them. Usually there's a few police officers down below, and then the ones that are on the roof with the buckets being pulled up and down. So it's just kind of a fun event, and it's a good way to raise money.
Yeah, great idea. Hope they have nice weather for that. Let's move on to Public Works. A couple updates to pass along here. The first is utility bill certification. How is that number watch going?
Well, as you know, we buy our water from Minneapolis, we being the city. But so we pay for that. And then what we do is we meter it out to users. Well, some users don't pay. And when they don't pay, of course, we need to get that money back because we've already shelled it out, if you will. So it started at $388,000 that was owed from this year's bills that hasn't been paid. And so right now it's down to 288, which is a nice drop, but it's still 288,000. And what'll happen, they have until the 21st of November to get that paid. Each month they wait, there's another fee added onto their bill. So it becomes more expensive each month that they wait. And after the 21st of November, all those fees, as well as being certified onto your property taxes, will happen. So it really does behoove you to get that bill paid if you can.
Very good. And more information about that process on the city's website, newhopemn.gov, to find out more. A couple other highlights of maintenance work going on by Public Works. We've got a new sign at a park. We've got work with sanitary sewers and also lift stations. Inform us about this great work going on.
Well, the fun one is the new sign at Hidden Valley Park. And so we order the signs out, but we actually install them ourselves, and it saves quite a bit of money. Well, the fixing a sanitary sewer is not exactly the funnest job. And so pretty much we have the whole crew out there because we want to get that fixed as soon as you can. And that was on 54th and Xylon. And then they're cleaning the lift stations. Again, not the funnest job in the world, but something that needs to be done. And they want to get that all done before winter comes. And they're starting to clean out the catch basins. And that needs to be done before the fall. So maintenance is pretty busy right now.
Yep. Residents thankful for all the work they do behind the scenes. A couple other projects going on, this time for the streets, the seal coating and fog seal Where is the area of all the work? And there might be a little detour for some residents involved.
Well, it's a little hard to explain. So seal coating is when they put down what looks like tar and put they call it aggregate, basically it's rocks. Put those little rocks on top and hope it gets smushed down. And then after it gets smushed down, they do something called fog seal, which is basically like an epoxy put on top of that to keep the rocks that are there in place. Well, when they put that fog seal down, you can't drive on it. When they put the rocks down, of course, you want people to drive on it. So the people that are getting the fog seal this week, they've got a letter in the mail that says, please don't drive on it, because it basically pulls it out and we have to redo it. Well, the other street that had this done is Boone, from 42nd to 49th. And so they're going to close down Boone between 42nd and 49th on the 17th of August. You'll have to go around either up Winnetka or down Winnetka or use 169, but you will not be able to drive on Boone on the 17th.
All right, good to know to watch out in that area. One other note under Public Works, and there's been some recent stories on a few of the news channels about this. We've got Northwood Lake algae bloom. Things are turning a few interesting colors, but we think we know what the culprit is, right, Mayor?
It's the weather. You know, when it's really, really hot like this and dry, this algae bloom gets on all of the lakes. Well, we have the water management group come out and test the water, and they've determined that the water at Northwood Lake is moderately affecting people. So don't let your pets or your kids go into that water. Even if it's not where the green stuff is, all of the water is affected. Now that they haven't said it, but that also goes for Meadow Lake. I know there's a lot of algae bloom on Meadow Lake also. When they did the drawdown on Meadow Lake, that was to kill the fish and all the weeds that were there. And it did that, but this algae bloom is something else. That's caused simply by this hot, dry weather that we had. It'll all go away as soon as we have that first frost.
And that official wording is moderate probability of adverse health effects. So again, just stay clear of that lake with your kids and your pets for a little while. Park and Rec, let's talk about a few things going on. And recently at the Civic Center Park, you had a big crowd. What was going on?
We did. There was this great band called Salsa de Sol. And there were about 300 people there.
Wow.
And they were dancing and singing with the band. And it was party central. It was so fun. It's the biggest crowd we've had at a music in the park yet. So this did tell us that we have a huge Hispanic community in New Hope. And we're going to be looking at other bands that are culturally related, because we want to get as many people as we can out to those parks and to sing and dance with the band. How fun is that?
That is fantastic. Something else that is coming up is the Tumblers Gymnastic Camp. Tell us about possibility to get involved there and some of the other opportunities.
Well, there's two camps. One of them is for the real little kids. And these kids probably, this is not their first year. So it's probably their second or third year. There's also a camp for beginners and intermediates this week that starts. So if you're interested in either of those, you need to get on the phone real quick to get signed up for that, because those things are starting this week.
Here's another neat opportunity in the city partnering with the county on this, something called Find Your Five Challenge. Mayor, help us understand.
Well, Hennepin County. So Find Your Five. What that is you're supposed to be eating at least 5 servings of fruits or vegetables a day. And whatever they are, they could be beets, they could be Brussels sprouts, who knows, they could be tomatoes. But you can go online and sign up for this challenge. It runs from September 1st to the 28th. And then you'll be logging in what you're eating every day. The whole idea is that people are aware that they need to be eating fruits and vegetables every day. And this is a perfect season to be eating fruits and vegetables. So people that are signed up are eligible to win a Cub Food gift card. And that'll be pulled by Hennepin County. If you can't figure out how to sign up, type in that Find Your Five, the number challenge, and it'll come up and it'll tell them how to get signed up.
Great opportunity to get involved. Let's talk about Safety Camp. We previewed it for quite some time, and it sounds like it filled up as we thought it would. What's in store for some of the kids this week?
Well, Tuesday to Thursday is Safety Camp. I have promised the kids on Tuesday that I will come and sing.
Nice.
When I was in 3rd grade, I was a junior fire marshal, And I still know the song, and that's a long, long time ago. I was 8 years old. So I'm going to sing to the kids on Tuesday morning to welcome them to safety camp. Those kids then will go to the swimming pool on Tuesday and Thursday before the pool opens. So they'll get some water safety at the pool too. Safety camp's always a fun thing. Thursday night at 5 o'clock is the graduation. And to watch these kids come in, these little third graders who are kind of shy, by the time, excuse me, by the time they leave, they're not shy anymore. I'm gonna get a drink.
No problem. So that is coming up again this week, and we will have some results for you of how that great turnout went once again. Here's something a little unique that's coming up. Flag football opportunity for people to get out and participate, but you need some adults to help out, correct, Mayor?
Oh, we do. We're looking for head coaches and assistant coaches. If you are a volunteer coach, you will get a refund on your child's registration fees at the end of the season. So we're looking for all kinds of coaches, and now's a good time to sign up. Again, they can just go online or call City Hall and tell them they want to be a volunteer coach, and they'll get you to the right person.
Here's another opportunity of a partnership between Park and Rec and another entity. This time it's Three Rivers Park District. Tell us about some trail work, and it looks like you're looking for some input from residents.
We are. So Three Rivers is going to put a trail through Crystal and New Hope. Where it's going is the question.
Okay.
It can go up Douglas, switch over to Winnetka, go up Winnetka, switch back to Douglas. It can go straight up Douglas, it can go straight up Winnetka. So if you're interested in that, you can go to the golf course and look at the maps, and there's a place to put some information down for you. You can tell them what you would prefer. They'll keep collecting this information till the end of September, and then they'll make a decision on how that trail is going to go, and then they'll start signaling or lining the trail and get that busy.
All right. Let's talk about a few other things that are going on out in the community with Park and Rec. And the first is with the ash trees. Where is that process right now within the city departments?
So the only ash trees the city actually looks at is in the parks, the golf course, and on our boulevards. So they're in the process of tagging all those trees that are on the boulevards. If they tag a tree and they take it down, that the people that live where that boulevard is will have the opportunity to get a replacement tree. Now, I don't know if they still have money in the budget for replacement trees this year, but you'll get a piece of paper that says this is a list of trees that you can pick from to take that down. They're also taking down those small little dead trees that are around. The city can do that. They have the equipment to do that. They just can't take the big trees. Okay. They identify them and they have a service come out and take them down.
Final note in Park and Rec is Sentenced to Serve. That's a group that helps out in some various ways throughout the community. And you've got a couple listed here, helping out a little bit at the ice arena and also at a busy intersection. Tell us more.
Well, we use them a lot, and they're really a good resource for us. This time we're using them at the ice arena because we're going to have a lot of tournaments coming up this fall. And so they'll come in and help us do some deep cleaning, so the ice arena looks nice and clean. The other thing, and this was kind of a surprise to me, they're going to clean up the exits on 49th and 169. When you get off 169 on 49th to come to the ice arena, it looks a little shabby. 169 is not a city road. Mm-hmm. And so the city is not responsible for keeping that up, and it's nobody's property. And so the weeds grow tall and it doesn't look it looks unsightly. Mm-hmm. So Sentenced to Serve is going to come and get that all cleaned up, so that'll look pretty. So when the people come in for these tournaments, they'll at least have a nice entrance into the city from 169.
All right, final notes in Park and Rec. Let's talk about some of the busy facilities in the city. And the first is the golf course. How are things looking at that beautiful course behind you?
Well, the summer leagues are just wrapping up, which makes me kind of sad.
Right.
But it's time to sign up for fall leagues. The fall leagues aren't as busy as the summer leagues, so there'll be a lot of open times to golf. So if you want to golf, I always tell people they need to call and get a tee time. Don't just show up, because they might be kind of surprised if they just show up. Just make a phone call to the golf course and you can probably get on the time you want. So that's happening. And then at the ice arena, of course, they're getting ready for all these tournaments. But mm-hmm. I visited the ice arena. I was surprised to see 3 professional Canadian hockey players playing on our south sheet practicing. Mm-hmm. And then on our north sheet, there were some wild players on that sheet of ice. There were some players from the University of Minnesota, and then just some other high-profile hockey players practicing on that ice. So we're renting that ice out a lot. We still have open skating on Fridays and Sundays. They don't rent them on those days, but otherwise, they've got that ice pretty well rented. And then starting to do the fall schedules now.
You bet. It is a busy place. Final note is the Aquatic Park. And another sad note here, the season is coming to the end.
It is August 21st. That's a Sunday. That'll be the last day that the pool is going to be open. It'll be closed. I did check to see if it'd be closed to everybody, and it will be closed to everybody. I thought maybe they'd let the walkers come, but no, it'll just be closed.
Okay.
What happens is we lose our lifeguards. Our lifeguards go back to school, the college age ones, and the ones that are in high school, they want a little time on the summer vacation. And so we can't have a pool open if we don't have lifeguards. And this isn't just our problem. This is everybody's problem. We don't have enough lifeguards to go around, and we need more.
So get out this week if you're interested in getting one last dip in the water. And speaking of water, we have a fun way to leave you. Recently, the Wet and Wild Day happened in Crystal, but New Hope was there in a big way as well. And tell us about some of these fun pictures we're seeing.
Well, because New Hope doesn't have a big hill and Crystal does, our Park and Rec Department and the Crystal Park and Rec Department, combined with the West Metro Fire Department, they put down big sheets of plastic and they put water, and the kids slide down these big things. So KSTP and Fox 9 did a little preview of it, and they were showing some of the kids sliding down. The kids have just a wonderful time. Always well attended.
And it looked like some of the firefighters as well, even in their gear, had a fun time going down the hill. So fun had by all. Well, Mayor, thanks again for the update, and we appreciate your time as always. And as we leave you here are some other things that are coming up in the city of New Hope through August and even through September. Thanks for joining us, Mayor. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks, Dave. See you then.
Learn more about The Connection at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.